Hello guys. Welcome back to Satisfactory Plus. Oh boy. That was a good nap. Am I recording? Yes. Good. Welcome back. I can see you see on your screen something new. Oh yes. Let me show you. I've been doing a lot of stuff. Oh, look at all this. We have something new here, but not just yet. Now, I've been playing several days, because you see it was like it is like 7 days since my last video. I had some real issues in real life I had to take care of, so I haven't been playing that much, but I would say it was like 15-20 hours maybe. You see this Christmas packets started to fall because it's December. Now the base is full of this Christmas presents falling out of the sky all around the place. But yeah, okay. Let me start with the hub. I will make a tour to show you what I've been doing and how I've been improving things. Now, in the last episode we finished unlocking tier 6, I believe. Yeah, we ended up with this high voltage energy production. That was the last time. That was the last milestone we unlocked. And we ended the episode with tier 7 completely locked. Now you see here, it is completely unlocked. With exception to tier 8, I haven't touched tier 8 yet, but I unlocked the entire tier 7, and I will guide you through how I did that. Now, the first problem I had was power, because I needed to start producing aluminium. So this entire Bauxite Refinement, I'm not sure how you guys say it in English. In my language we call it bauxite. It's an ore needed to produce aluminium or aluminum, whichever way you like it. It is correct both ways. Yeah, we Europeans say aluminium more often than not, and you American guys say aluminum, and both are correct as much as I understand it. It's the same thing. Yeah, okay. So obviously I unlocked this first, because these materials here, these all materials we had even before. So this is how I started. I unlocked this, and then for the next milestone, I really needed to start producing aluminium. As well for these next milestones, and these next milestones is actually all hidden behind aluminium. Only this last one is hidden behind these radio control units, which are a thing on their own, but let us start from the beginning. Now, how the heck do you get aluminium? Yeah, okay, I will land the guy. Because this jetpack I'm having, this hover pack is quite loud, so let me do things from the ground. So let's say we want to produce aluminium ingot, whatever. When you open your codex and you follow this backwards, you get to this Alumina Solution. So this is something that you need. When you follow this, how do you produce this? We get here. There are obviously two ways to produce it. Acidic and basic. So in a sense you need lime for this process and you need hydrochloric acid for this process. Yeah, muriatic acid and caustic soda. So that's the step one. Now we are producing lime and acid in our poison base, if you remember the place where we do cobalt and magnets, but it is fully used up. However, I was thinking in a way like with addition to, of 2 summer sloop to the salt production thingy, I can double the production of this lye and acid, and that's what I did. But okay, nevertheless. The other thing we need is carbon powder. There is a process called condensed graphene, something like that, where you produce this stuff out of natural gas, I believe. But you can also mine it. In my case, it was additional mine I built, but okay. The last thing we need is crushed bauxite. This is something new. This is something not seen before. But how do you get this stuff? Let's see, you get it from either crushed Montanion or just Montanion ore. In the latter case, you also need sulfuric acid. This presents a bit of a problem in this game because you need this sour gas and you need to burn sulfur. Well, it's kind of complicated. And on that place where the poison base is, there is no sulfur readily available. So actually I went for this first process, where you need acid and Montanion, crushed Montanion, to get to this bauxite. And this is what I did. Now, before I continue this story, I need to get back to our poison base. So we use our car here to get there. Here we are, guys. We are back in our poison factory, remember, place where we produce cobalt and magnets and this molten magnetar. That was the main theme from the last episode, but now you can see this conveyor here. This is bringing something new. And what's this? Aluminium ingots and aluminium foils. And now this is getting packed for transport with all the other stuff. And is also being brought to the base on regular intervals. And this here on the lake, now this is new. This is the aluminium factory. Now why here, you might ask? Because here I have access to salt, because Keolite mine is here, pure Keolite mine. And there is quite a few Montanion ore deposits up there in the forests, as well as some byproducts from the cobalt and nickel production that I'm using here. You see all these byproducts, magnesium, silica, are being used in aluminium production. But before I start explaining what this place does, let me quickly speed up this part to get to the mines. So here we go. You see these two mines are new. This is a Montanion mine. It is mining 180 Montanion per minute, and obviously there is a coal mine over there that's mining quite enough of this crushed coal. This mine over there has a crusher on it. Now, the initial idea was to bring this bridge to the original conveyor that we have from the original mine, but I changed my mind later because this was a much closer place to this shortcut here between these rocks was much more optimal for this. So I just bring these materials down here straight to our new aluminium factory. There. Now, first thing I do, I crush this Montanion into crushed Montanion. Why I'm doing it here and why not do it at the mine? Because if I do it at the mine, I don't get this sand. Actually, I get sand, but I get less of it, and I wanted to do it here. One more thing about this aluminium production, you see something you don't see here, and that is conveyor belts. Because I wanted to create a part of production completely using these underground belts. Now, these underground belts are great, and I wanted to test them to the full somewhere. And I did it here. If you don't know how this works, generally all the materials you put in the bait, you can have multiple inputs and multiple outputs, and he just merges and splits everything. For example, you see this this output here. This is one output called, you name this, like crushed Montanion, and you can mark it so you can see better. Now it's marked. So crushed Montanium, this is an output, and it obviously has 3 inputs from these machines. So this is one way how you do the stuff. So this is like expensive equivalent to conveyor belts and mergers and splitters. Of course, I can do it with mergers and splitters, but I wanted to try one entire block only with this underground belts. So basically what's happening, we crush the Montanion, we send it to this sorter, and now this sorter is using acid, 45 acid per minute, and this 3 × 60 crushed Montanion in the process called crushed bauxite. And I creating 180 crushed bauxite, some cobalt and sand, but I'm just sending this to a waste underground belt. Whenever you have waste, you just can send it here, and he just sells everything. You see, I have 7 inputs for this waste and 1 output, and that's here. And this is basically all just like byproduct of this place, or surpluses. You see this smart splitter here. This smart splitter is feeding further production or the refinement of this bauxite, but this one, I don't want this production to stop, so I'm routing overflow to the right, and this simply goes to waste, and it ends up here. Now, how the heck do I get the acid? Acid is coming through this pipe, obviously. I have a chemical reactor here, chemical reactor that is identical to the one up there for producing cobalt and nickel. So this thing basically takes 90 salt and 120 water to create 45 lye and 45 acid. You need both here in this production. So where do I get all this salt? Well, I told you that already. I get it in the same place I was getting salt for the cobalt factory. You see, this is an identical splitter producing salt here. Now I added summer slope. And now I'm instead of 90, I'm producing 180 salt, and now I can split this salt between two machines. One is here, used for cobalt and nickel production, and the other one is going through this semi-underground belt to this transport here, and ends up down there in aluminium factory. Now, this is the star of the show, this blender here. This is a new machine. I remember this machine from early access, but this is the first time we unlocked it here within the aluminium milestone, Bauxite Refinement milestone. So all this crushed bauxite, actually half of it, ends up here with some carbon powder. Now you see why we need it, 60 per minute, and lye. This produces Alumina Solution, 60 per minute, and something called keelite residue, which I'm just sending to waste for now, but you can produce, I think, magnesium granules out of it if you want. Yeah, there it is. Or you can produce salt out of it, I think, or silica, something like that. Yeah, residual magnesium or residual silica, yeah. But I didn't need any, because I have it enough. I have enough from these processes, from these byproducts in the upper factory, and I'm bringing all the stuff here. So basically, I'm just selling this keelite now, keelite residue. Anyway, this machine is producing 60 Alumina Solution. That's what we are interested in. This ends up in this white pipe here, goes into this fluid buffer, and goes to these two reformers. Now, these two reformers are interesting. You see, one is using salt, one is using magnesium granules, and the other one is using silica. But they are very similar in the process. They both produce aluminum coil and aluminum ingot and steam. And you see, in this machine also, ingot and coil, but here is ingot is the primary product. Here, if you use silica, and coil is primary product here if you use granules. So yeah, it's a very interesting recipe. So I just split it in two, like 30 of solution for this machine to produce more coil and less ingots, and 30 solution to this machine to produce more ingots and less coils. So yeah, that is a very interesting setup, but it's okay. For example, if you run out of ingots and you have surplus coil, then you can balance this machine a bit differently. And this is actually a good thing. But at my case now, they just work like 50-50, and all the aluminium products get here in this these two big awesome containers that are selling surpluses, and I'm mixing some of it with this Mark II belt. This belt is 120 per minute, so I'm sending 60 aluminium coil and 60 aluminium ingots to the transport. Simple is just sending them to the transport over there. Transporter comes every 5 minutes and take this stuff to the base. So yeah. Now this is all concerning aluminium. Now there is something else new here. Let me show you. While we are here. And that is this place. Not far away from our aluminium company. I'm extracting nitrogen. You see these crazy pipes and this crazy place that looks like something from the other planet. Yeah. The machine you are looking at is called the Resource Well Pressurizer. And what it basically does, it pressurizes these resource wells that are here, these small like cracks. And then you can place these resource well extractors to collect whichever resource this is. And this currently is nitrogen gas. So you have this pressurizer that's currently at 33%, that's producing altogether 300 cubic meters of nitrogen gas. So, what do you do with this nitrogen? Okay, obviously I'm gathering it all together in this pipe and leading it here. And this is something new, you see. This is a drone base. A drone port. And you see right now a drone is coming. This drone is coming from our main base. And he's bringing empty containers, empty gas containers. When he touches down, he unloads these empty containers. Actually, here they are. They are called empty fluid tank. And what I'm doing here, I'm filling them. You see, this drone port is outputting empty containers, and he's taking containers full of nitrogen. This is something called packaged nitrogen gas. And now he basically just made drone, this is a transport drone. He just basically makes a switch. He brings one item, or he can come empty if you want, and he takes the other item and carries it away. And this is enabled by this machine here. This is called AI fluid packager. Now this machine take empty fluid tanks and filling them up with nitrogen gas, obviously from this well I explained. And he produced 60 packaged nitrogen gas per minute. So the empty containers are coming and the filled containers are going away with the drone. And something over there in the base, what's happening is an opposite process that I will explain later, but you can guess already that over there in the base the machine is taking full containers and emptying them into the pipe. And this is how you transfer liquids and gases, and just using these packager machines. So yeah, this is our source of nitrogen. Obviously I'm processing 60 of these fluid tanks per minute, but each fluid tank takes 2 gas. So I'm actually bringing 120 cubic meters of nitrogen gas to the base in this way. And capacity of this process is huge. You just need to add additional packet to just double but this is more than enough, more than I need. So yeah, there you go. That is one of the new things. And now what's happening in the base? So here we are back in the base. So obviously I am bringing remember this place. This is where this transport from the poison base gets magnets of all sorts and cobalt. And now we have additional aluminium coils now and aluminium ingots. Now for what we need these ingots, I will just take all these ingots and I will show you what I do with them. I'm making these aluminium casings that are needed for further production, and they were also needed for additional research. So here I stuff them. I have more than enough, but okay, basically this thing is producing these aluminium casings. And they are needed for production of these crazy super cubes, where we started the episode. I'm also hand feeding this. This is a blender that uses nitrogen and aluminium casings and heavy modular frames. Of course, using the summer slope to produce 2 fused modular frame per minute, because I will need these modular frames, 100 of them to be exact, for the next research. So this is why I'm producing this now. And as you can see, here is the counterpart of the drone port that I explained what it does already. I'm just getting something is not working. Oh yeah, we are full of nitrogen gas, yeah. So yeah, I can actually just flush this, empty the thing. So yeah, this guy is simply unpacking this nitrogen that is getting here from the other drone port, and it's a reverse process here. Yeah, these are full containers, these are empty containers. They're just going in and out of the drone port. Now I'm cheating here with the batteries. I'm using batteries to power the drone port, because I wanted to test this, so I haven't completely developed the main line to bring the batteries here, so I'm just bringing the batteries with the underground belt that starts from the other side of this big hill. Okay, here is the drone. Yeah, here is the drone, and he just switches these containers here, and this works like a charm. Yeah, I wanted also to do some transport here. I wanted to bring Kielit here and products from Kielit, but I'll probably do this differently or somewhere else. I'm not sure yet, but this place is not working yet. Anyway, yeah. Now there is one more thing I am producing. Let me check. Yes, here I was producing the crystal oscillators, and you need quite a lot of these quartz crystals. Yeah, and I wanted to create some car here to bring them, but yeah, I just bring them manually. They are not working now, but this is also summer slope production, so I get quite a lot of them. So I save them for later, because I will need a lot of them. Anyway, this other manufacturer is producing heavy modular frames. I'm sorry. So heavy modular frames, and he is also using a lot of stuff. But I produced quite a few already. But where are they? I know where are they. I transferred them to one of these I transferred them to one of these boxes here. Yeah, here they are. Together with these casings. Yeah, I told you I'm producing this. This is produced in a blender. Yeah, clocked down because of I mean, I have everything, but I don't need to hurry with this, so I just clocked the machine down. Yeah, and what was the last machine doing? I think computers. Let me check. Computers are becoming quite expensive. Yeah, I'm making computers here. Oh yeah, we are out of rubber. Okay. But I think I have enough computers at the moment. Yeah, I could do a bit more. Okay, let me just jump to the refinery and grab some rubber. Now, I wanted to do something on the refinery side because I haven't been touching this refinery much. I wanted to add computer production to the refinery because I have this Titanium computer recipe that needs rubber and Titanium, and Titanium mine can be done just over here. You can see it when I'm pointing, and everything is flat here. Shouldn't be too difficult to do. And then combine the stuff to create these computers here, the same way I'm creating these Titanium circuit boards from this alternate recipe. Yeah, and I need to start opening more hard drives. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, you see I'm running low on rubber. I'll need to upgrade the refinery soon, but yeah, okay, whatever. Let me just bring this rubber to the base and feed it manually to be able to produce even more computers. Yeah, we have this molten Titanium process that we hadn't had before. I'm still using simple smelters. This also needs to be upgraded. Okay, here is your rubber mate. Yeah, let me just... What have I done? Yeah, okay, this place will work for some time. Let's see, 40%, 85 rubber, 45 cables, 7.0. I'm missing circuit boards. Okay, let me get back to get circuit boards. I forgot to take them. Yeah, it's easy when you have a hypertube. Should make hypertube between all my main factories, but okay. Let me just quickly grab this. These electronics, these graphic cards, and bring them back to base. Oh yeah, I could just simply set up a car here, but since this is not a permanent solution, then you don't have to will to set up the car, because to set up the car you need time. And you need to decide where the thing will be, where the stuff will arrive, and you don't have the will to do that because you don't have permanent solution. This is because I'm postponing this main bus for long time. I'm just flying around, carrying people by hand, carrying stuff by hand, but okay. We have what we have. Yeah. So yeah, okay, so I'm producing some computers. I was producing some radio control units. I still have some in my bags. I got like 55. You need some when you build the drone ports. You need some for research. I use those for research. And yeah, I did something else. I was, with all this new production, I was quite at the edge of power, believe it or not. So you remember this place where we built this power plant last time, spontaneously, with these new high voltage generators? I wanted to test something. Here, our slug ranch, our old slug ranch. I also did some improvements here, I'll show you later, but here we had two of these old bioburner Algae power plants, each containing 15 bioburners, making these bricks from solid biofuel bricks from molten algae, whatever. I destroyed one of them that was here and I created this thing. So this is this new technology, compacted biomass boiler Mark II thingy that's driving these 400 megawatt high voltage generators using these power turbines. However, I wanted to try to do it without water. Look at this, there is no water needed for steam generators. But how does this work? It works using the slug slime. I was talking something about this. Basically what these boilers are doing, they're just re-energizing the spent slug slime without any losses, 3 to 3. So this generator, this turbine, is actually using energized slug slime to turn the turbine and to maintain 30,000 RPM. It uses 3 per minute, you see this, and it creates spent slug slime that's being re-energized by this. And this is a closed system, you don't need water. You don't need valves, you don't need to worry about anything. So I got 5, each producing 400 megawatts, 2 gigawatts of continuous power from this one algae well, just one algae well, using these 2 filtrators, producing more than enough. You see this machine is at 22% and this machine is at, it could go to 50%. That would be enough for this entire 30 would be enough for this entire stack here. And you can have 3 of these machines, 3 of them. So basically, just with a little bit different technology, just with a little bit different process, you can power like 5 towers like this, 5 or 6 towers like this. I mean, this is just insane amount of power. So yeah, I was playing with this a little bit. Yeah, so how do you do this stuff? I made a blueprint. Cold. Yes. P1AS, I think that's it, yeah. So okay, I don't have materials to build it now, but you see this block like comes with a composter. When I just take like 5 stacks of snails with me, white ones, these are the best. And just stuff them in, and when they fill the pipes, I just delete this fermenter, and this is how this place came to be. Because this slug slime is not used up; it's just circulating all the time. So it's a great thing because you don't need water. 2 gigawatt of power. This is like old nuclear plant. I don't know how much this new one is making, but the old nuclear plant was making like 2 gigawatts, I think, or 4 or 6 some, but not much more than this, you know. This is just insane amount of power. They need to rebalance this. So yeah, here I repurposed the place a bit. I'm just filling this energized slag slime into packaged slag slime to have even easier life in the future. You can just unpackage this slime if I will need it. Now I will do some more here. Let me just save this so I have a nice supply. So yeah, this machine is just making empty cryo tanks from zinc plates and copper bus bars, and this machine is just filling empty cryo tanks. So yeah, this is some of the improvements I've been making, and here we have something new here on the zinc factory. I'm producing this Alclad aluminium plates. This is also something you need for research and Mark V logistics, which I don't have yet. This foundry is here because this is where I had all these zinc plates that were sitting unused, so I just reused them, and now I have these Alclad aluminium plates. But I have an idea to make all this stuff over there on the poison factory, because if you remember, there was like enough of zinc byproduct there that I'm just selling. It comes mostly from production of cobalt, where this wastewater remnant is full of it when you filter it down. I'm just selling it now. It should have enough of this zinc there to be able to have a few of these foundries and just produce this Alclad aluminium plates over there, because I realize these are quite important. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is basically all that I've been doing. I don't think there is anything much new here for me to show you. So playing around with this drone was the center of my gameplay, and of course this aluminium factory that I showed you, and of course unlocking the entire tree, the entire tier 7 milestone, all milestones, you know. Yeah, this gets filled pretty fast by using of this drone. Yeah, he just arrived. Yeah, he takes all these empty tanks over there and he returns packaged things. This is just great. Drones are just great for gases. I was even thinking about having drones bringing oil this way, crude, just crude oil from these dislocated oil wells all around the place. You can have a nice big refinery somewhere and bring all this oil this way, just using empty oil containers. You can make as much of these containers you want. I will show you. I'm just producing them here. You need steel ingots, so I just added a machine here to use some of these ingots to just create empty fluid tanks. So I have full storage of empty fluid tanks. So yeah, and I need to demolish this place and finally start building this new. I already started doing some plans, you see here. maybe doing some 4 lines here that will start from top of this wall and maybe go with pipes through here. I'm not sure yet, but I'm preparing. Then I want to bring all this down, raise all this, delete all this, and create this main line that will go all the way from down there on this side here, somewhere like this, something like this, and then turn straight south or something like that. This should be enough place for me to build everything I need. But yeah, this is a big undertaking and I'm constantly postponing it, but okay. Anyway, the goal now is to obviously start unlocking these tier 8 things. Yeah, I need 100 of these boxes to start playing with titanium. And I may have enough of these boxes already, while I was explaining all this stuff to you. Maybe he produced enough, and he has. So yeah, let's unlock this stuff. Yeah, let me see what I need. 5,000 iron plates. 5,000 iron plates? What the hell? Yeah, okay, let's give you this. Sulfur powder. Ah, don't tell me that. I don't think I'm producing sulfur powder anywhere. Obviously cannot be handcrafted. So I need like crusher just to produce silly powder. Come on. I just quickly do it here. Yeah. I have enough sulfur here as a byproduct from these batteries. I think, yeah, there is a lot of sulfur here. So I can just quickly... Actually, one would be enough. Just quickly put storage container here. Yeah, something like this. This is like this and like this. Let's say we place this here. And I connect it to power. And I give him summer slope and some speed. Yeah. Yeah, okay, this should be produced quite fast enough. I think it's already done, maybe. Like I need 100. Yeah, okay, let's produce a bit more. Now, what else did he wanted? He wanted Alclad aluminium plate. Okay, we can have drone bring us that. Yeah, a bit more, mate, please. And I need to bring manually this Do I have some sheets here? Wait, let me check. Yeah, quite a few. No, he wanted 5,000. Damn it. What the hell? Luckily, I have this storage. Yeah, okay, let's see how much we can give you. Yeah, I think I have some here in the dimensional depot. Yeah, this should be enough. Completely crazy. Yeah, okay, and this powder. Oh, okay, this powder is probably already produced. There he goes. Now. We've unlocked titanium. And this is something I will be doing for the next episode. Hazmat protection, okay. Can do this easily. Yeah, this is like nuclear thingy. I can do this. Nuclear power, we can do this easy. Here, leading edge production will need rocket fuel. I'm not making that, I will have to make it in the refinery. And this refinery will need a revamp. Maybe even use drone refinery, bringing all this oil with drones. That sounds okay. And I can even combine this toxic air in the refinery to even more boost, because you can get a load of hydrogen and natural gas from this toxic air, which can also be packaged. Yeah, that's actually not quite a bad idea. This is not such a bad idea at all. Yeah, okay. Yeah, imagine this, having these drones, you just outsource somewhere far away production of cloth, which you need for filtering toxic air. And then you bring this cloth and package toxic air somewhere, where you reprocess all this into natural gas, or you can do a lot of stuff. This is all very interesting. Yeah, but just by using drones, then you can basically produce as much rubber and plastic as you want. You can't run out of it. Yeah. Yeah, okay, and then we get to the final thing, particle enrichment, which will require these supercomputers and supermotors. Yeah, but I can all handcraft this or hand feed this into manufacturers. I don't see why not. This is not like some quantity that you will need. These control rods we have. cooling system. I even have some, finding it around on the, yeah, but some little quantity I found around the crash sites. But yeah, anyway, that's it for this episode, guys. I know it was a short and maybe a bit boring episode, but I'm just basically unlocking these final tiers, and obviously the game is obviously not finished yet. We are slowly but surely reaching the end of this mod. I'll just try to unlock as much as these tiers I want and I need. We obviously need this titanium. It will probably be needed in these supercomputers, or maybe these super motors, turbo motors, how they're called. But okay, yeah, I have a feeling, at least milestone-wise, that we have beaten the game, beaten the mod. Yeah, okay, I'll do this titanium. Obviously need this chloride, chlorine gas. You need to find this chlorine gas, and you probably have some complicated production, but I don't think this will be anything that we cannot handle. Yeah. So this is the apex product now, this fused modular frames, or how they are called. Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you for being with me. If you are with me all the way till now, you are a very patient man. Yeah, remember, this is a slow and cozy channel. I don't rush things, but I like to see, I like to explore, I like to experiment. And yeah, I think we're doing fine. We will see. I see, I follow the Discord on this guys that made the mod, Satisfactory Plus. I see they working on the mod all the time. There is like a new development build every few days. They're preparing for the next tier technologies that will be probably unlocked. And yeah, until then we can do this titanium and we can do these particle accelerators and see what's all this about. And this is what I will be working towards for the next episode. Now, thank you very much for watching my video, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you next time for the next episode. And until then, as always, stay healthy. And I'm gonna take a nap, as always. Ah.